Hey guys, anybody watching? We are here for calls out. I have something new I'm doing this week. Excited about it. We are going to play a game. I have 187 questions that I got from a couple different sources, and we are going to pick numbers. If anybody's watching that wants to play, when I ask for numbers, just drop numbers in the comments and we'll go straight in order from I'm sorry guys, let me start over because I wasn't on all my platforms. So tonight I'm super excited. We're going to play a game, a brand new segment. I'm calling it Truth, Trauma, and Triumph. And I have a list of 187 prompt questions. We're going to go over the rules to the game. I have a guest that's going to be joining us. I just sent her the link. She'll be here soon. And I'm super excited. I think this is going to be a lot of fun for us. It's something new that I'm trying out because my guest tonight has already told her journey on the show. So we was a little bit at a loss of things to do. So we're trying this out. Like I was saying, so if anybody watching wants to play, when I ask for numbers, just drop them in the comments and I'll go in order of how they come in and everybody's number will get done or whatever. Me and my guests will both take turns answering the questions. And then after that, anybody watching that wants to answer the questions will have a chance to answer the questions as well. So I'm really hoping to have a lot of fun today. And hi, Deetra. We're getting ready to get started. I'm waiting on my guest to join the live. We're playing a game tonight where we are, viewers are putting in numbers and I have corresponding questions that we're going to all answer and talk about. There's rules to the game, but I was kind of waiting for my guest to get here before I started with the rules. Just sent her the link, so she should be in, and there she is. Okay, guys. Tonight we have with us Rachel Haney. Rachel is a warrior fighting the front lines of addiction. I've said this before. This is how I feel about all substance abuse counselors. She has flipped the script on addiction and she fights it every day, like I said, from the front lines. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We are going to play a game that I just created. And if anybody's watching, I have a slideshow of the rules, and that's what we'll start with that so that everybody knows, anybody watching that wants to play knows the rules. And that way, because Rachel has never played this game before either. I just literally made it up for this episode because she has already shared her story on here before, and we weren't really sure what to do. Why can't I share my screen? This is getting on my nerves. Wow, I did this when I did that presentation before, and it just worked perfectly. And of course, now it's not going to work. Let me try something else.
Yep, it's still charging. I had to make sure my phone was still charging.
Yeah. Okay, I guess, guys, I'm just going to read the rules to us because I don't want to spend too much time trying to figure this out, and I really can't figure it out. I don't know why it's... Let me try one thing real quick. I think this might work. I think it's because it's not saved to my computer. I made it on. Okay, let's see if now they'll let me share it. No. Okay, screw it. Like I said, I'll just read the rules.
I apologize if my kid comes out of his house and says anything crazy.
No, you are completely fine. My kids come on the show all the time. This is really aggravating me.
Oh.
Okay, well, like I said, we're gonna call it a day.
I know. Please don't say anything crazy. I don't know, son. Mental health is an issue in the world, bud.
3 years ago, I met one who was in a psych ward. Now I'm talking to one who just went to a psych
Can you
ward.
see the slide now?
I saw something like great.
There we go. Okay, so like I said, the game is called Truth, Trauma, and Triumph. For anyone on TikTok that wants to see. And then the rest are just little slides that I made telling the rules. So audience players, if viewers want to play, drop numbers in the chat when we ask. We'll go in order the numbers are given. All viewer numbers will be answered, and we'll pull that question number from the question vault. If no one from the audience wants to play, the host and guest will take turns picking numbers to pull questions from the vault. If the audience picks, the host and guest will take turns answering first. If we pick the questions, then whoever picks the number will answer last. Each prompt can be answered in a short statement, or the responder can choose to tell a relating story, however the responder best feels portrays their answer. Time is not a factor. Each responder may take as much or as little time to explain their answer or tell the story as they wish. We will not get through all the questions in the vault no matter what. So like literally there's 127 questions I came up with. So we're not going to answer them all. This is just a game. So no need to try to rush. But also we have plenty of stuff to fill the time. So let's not spin tires on the same stuff. Pass is an option if the responder does not wish to answer, feels that question does not apply to them, or they feel they cannot answer it, or if they just don't know how to answer it, they can say so or simply say pass. Questions are pulled from multiple sources. Some may seem redundant. Many questions also, but if the responder feels they have answered the prompts in a previous question and they do not have their answer they wish to share, they can say so or they can pass with no questions or the host and the guest have both answered. There will be a chance for the audience to answer or share anything they wish or ask any questions. Questions and comments are welcome during the entire show, but will also be specifically asked for at certain intervals. Answer the prompts any way you choose. There is no right or wrong ways or answers. This is all for fun and community building. There will be 4 end-of-game questions randomly placed on the list. If the number is chosen, the question will be skipped at that time, and the question will be saved for last, and the segment will end with any of the game prompts that have been end-of-game prompts that have been picked during the game. Most importantly, let's all remember to have fun. This is a listen and don't judge community. We don't have to agree with or approve of other people's answers, actions, or stories. That's your right. But no disrespectful comments or anything else to make someone feel bad for anything they have the courage to share. If you cannot keep negativity to yourself, please keep scrolling. If you choose to unfollow me and never watch the show again, I can accept that, but I will not tolerate bullying or disrespect. We have all done bad things, and everyone's journey and rock bottom looks differently, but we have one thing in common. We are all here to heal, so let's lift each other up, not tear each other down. We've all been through enough. And then my guest tonight is Rachel Haney. Like I said, she's a substance abuse counselor. She works at the Brightview in Ohio. So, all right, that is the rules to our game. And now, okay, there we go. Now, let's see. If anybody's watching that does want to play, now's the time to start dropping numbers. Go ahead. I want to make sure I'm on the, okay, make sure I'm on the right thing.
I'm trying to get Fauna too. She's here at my house. We're going to a haunted house tonight.
That's so fun. I was gonna say I meant to tell you to see if she had the time to play. I have somebody that was gonna try to jump on at 6:30 if they had the time. So hopefully, and like I said, if not, I know a lot of people do watch these later. Like at first, I kind of got discouraged because people aren't always on here when I do them live. But like people will message me later and say like that they watched them or that they certain things. So I don't mind to record them. Okay, so we've got no answers yet. So I guess we'll just pick. You can go ahead. You pick first, and I guess I'm gonna write down the numbers that we pick, and so we don't use the same one twice. If Fauna's with you, you can just like show her on the camera, and she can play too. That's fine.
I'm gonna slide these sweatpants over my leggings real quick. It's cold outside, and I have low iron, so I have to put on.
I know I'm freezing too. That's why I put a hoodie on like right before we started. I like ran from the bathroom. I was in there doing my hair, and I jumped on, start like syncing up to all my platforms, and then I was like, oh crap, I'll start freezing once the show starts. Like I was hot because I was just blow drying my hair, but I was like, if I don't put a hoodie on, I'll be looking for one.
They keep it freezing cold in our offices too, so.
Yeah, I bet they do. We're in all them office buildings and stuff. They always do. It's always cold.
Okay, so we're picking numbers, right?
Yep.
17.
17 or 7? 17.
17. Okay. 17. Describe your most girl moment that you're proud of.
My most feral moment that I'm proud of?
Yeah.
Would that be like what I did at work not too long ago? Or like when one of his stood me down looking at me. Okay, so I think my most feral moment in recovery that I'm proud of is I could have went about it a different way with like leaving work, but not too long ago. So my oldest son's autistic. He sends me a message telling me that like he's afraid for his life. So what I do is I just got done with meeting with someone, a client, and I call him on the phone real quick, and he says, "Mom, this girl's mom just hit me."
What the?
So I, as a mother, everything went out the window except for I need to get to my son. I ran through the building, client Serenol. I ran through the building and I looked at one of the supervisors and said, I gotta go. This woman put her hands on my kids and like my kid, and I took off running out the door. I didn't stop to think, let me call this person. I don't have a working vehicle right now. So like I didn't stop to say, let me call this person to give me a ride or anything like that. Like I just took off running.
Yeah, Mama Bear just came out. Hey, sometimes it
Yeah.
do, like, and I mean, and I think that's a good example of like a time where you could be proud of it because it was for your kid. I guess if I had to say, I think like right after I had my son, I was staying at my cousin's house quite a bit because my husband was working a lot and my son was little, and and she had these people over, and they and I knew they got high, like they did pills and stuff, but like like whatever, I don't care what people do, whatever they do. But anyways, they're like hanging out with her, and the mom, they smoke like that fake weed stuff or whatever, but they got really high. And I had to and I flipped out, made him leave. And I was like, dude, I don't do drugs. I fight every day not to do drugs so that my kids don't see shit like that. And I'll be damn if, some like, and I like probably freaked out maybe more than was necessary, but like, I was still proud of that because, like, especially, like my family and where I came from, like, it's not, into my past self, it wouldn't be a big deal for someone to be around that, that's high. But I was like, man, if I can't be the one high, then you definitely can't be the one high. Like, like,
yeah.
Okay.
Now I will say there's one more, like being a mom, that's the most thing I was proud of. But there's one more that I have. I was dating a guy the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, and he started using. I started dating him to cover up from a breakup, and like I was okay with him sitting there using until one day I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And had to tell the man, like, hey, you got to go.
Yeah. I have a really good friend that, he is a man, but like we're just friends. At one point though, after I had my oldest daughter and I was clean, he had needed a place to stay and I let him come out there and he was on dope and I didn't really know, but I kind of assumed or whatever. And it obviously it didn't work out very long with him staying there because like I can remember too, like just seeing him dope sick and like I was like, Matt, like I don't care if you're dope sick, I don't care if you're high, either way, like I don't want it around me. Like I don't know, it didn't work out. Like I ended up having to make him leave. But yeah, like you can't. I know I said that with somebody the other day was talking about people like hanging out with people. You don't hang out with people if you're not using. Like a friend of mine had called her the other night in the middle of the night and he was with some people and they were getting high and he like tried to act like he wasn't and she was like, you wouldn't be hanging out with a bunch of people that are tweaked out in the middle of the night if you're not tweaked out. Like nobody believes that. And like I don't know, I think that, but when we're all out there doing our thing, we think we're the smartest and we can pull the wool over everybody's eyes. So, okay, let's see. I'm going to pick a number now. If anybody watching has any questions, comments, anything to say, now is the time for that. If not, I'm just going to pick a number, I don't know, 53. And it says, let me see, 53. What's something you do now that feels like self-love? So I guess I don't really know. I have 3 kids. I don't do a lot of stuff for me. I guess maybe the show is kind of my thing. Like this is kind of what I do for me. It's what I do for my maintenance and for my outlet. It's like I don't really have a lot of friends in real life. Our neighbors are really good friends. That's like the farthest we go. Like when we want to hang out with somebody, we just walk out in front of our house until they see us out there and they come out. Like we don't, so this is kind of like my way to interact with people and to meet new people. And so this is kind of like, I would say for me.
I feel like you garden also.
Oh yeah. It's over for the year, I guess, is kind of why I didn't think of that. But yeah, we had a huge garden that was really, really amazing. My husband is actually the green thumb. I actually am not that great at gardening, but he really is, and he really has a passion for it. So last year he did our garden all by himself, and it's huge. And so this year I helped him out, and I really did enjoy it. So it's your turn. What do you do for your self-love? That's my kid. And he's faking. You hear me? He's going, wah, wah.
For myself love, really, it's kind of like it's one of my biggest coping skills. I like to watch reels.
Yeah, just doom scroll. But for some
or
people,
spend time with my grandson. That's the biggest thing. Like because that child never has to know that I use. And he gives me more of a purpose in life.
Yeah. I did get lucky, even like with my oldest daughter, she knows, and obviously because of the show and stuff, but like she doesn't remember anything really from, just a few little things. But like I did get really lucky that I got out and quit when I did, because and I thank God that my 2 younger ones, like they never have to see any of that. I hate that my daughter had to go through what my oldest had to go through what she did, but like I thank God that I didn't have 3 kids out dragging them around on the streets. You know what I mean? Like, okay. We gained a baby. She was taking a nap. She got woke up. I am live. I'm back. Like I said, I had some my internet crashed for some reason. My son started freaking out. He woke my daughter up because she was taking a nap. That's why she's in my lap now. But it's back on now. I don't know. I was still going. I thought that my guest had crashed because I was still showing like myself as going, and she froze. But I'll answer a question or two on my own. And then if no one is watching in the audience or anything that wants to have any input, or if or anything like that, then I'll just go ahead and end the episode early. There's my guest back. Good. She saved the day. There you are. My internet cut out. And I thought it was yours. I was like still talking. I was like, oh my gosh, it's having some technical difficulties. And you were like, it was like, yeah.
I found it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming back. I said I didn't know if you were going to be able to because I knew you guys were the haunted house and stuff. But we got like 20 minutes left. So I guess I caught everybody up with what we were doing while you were gone. So if you want to go ahead, I think it's your turn to pick a number.
I think Anna was going to pick 27, so I'll go with 27.
Okay, 27. If your past self could hear this episode, what would they say?
My past self hear this episode, what would they say? To be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody else, about anyone else. When someone tells me like what they've truly gone through and what they've truly like done and what they've done about it. Just to be completely honest.
I think you cut out. I didn't hear you.
To be completely honest.
Yeah.
I don't know about anybody else, but I learn from people that are like honest about what they've been through. They talk about it.
Yeah. I think my past self, like, I don't know what I would say to my past self if they could see this episode. I don't know. My past self was cruel. I would have probably, I don't know. I wouldn't have believed it, and I would have probably had some smart ass shit to say about it if my past self saw this episode. So,
Yeah, I probably would have too, but I do have to tell myself to like, if I could tell my past self anything when it came to this, it would be 100% be completely honest, because we're supposed to learn from each other.
yeah. And that's, that's what I think. One of my rules in this game was that there's no wrong ways to answer these questions and there's no wrong answers and stuff. And the reason that I put that in there is because when I was in a treatment one time and we was in a group and we were doing a game like this, but there was cards. My card said, if you could be anybody else in the world, like, who would you be? And I said, I didn't want to be anybody else. I was like, I may not have made like the best choices and stuff, but like overall, I don't think I'm a bad person. And I wouldn't want to be anybody else. And they were like, you can't say that. And so I was like, yes, I can. But it's like the same thing is that I feel like every experience that I've been through has made me who I am. Like, I learned from my past as much as anything else. So I wouldn't want to change it because then I wouldn't know some of the stuff that I know. I think it's my turn to pick a number. I'll go with number. I'm going to do a big number. I'm going to do like 150. Hey, you want to say hi? Say hi. She was sleeping and got woke up because my son freaked out because the internet went off. What this says about my kids, my parenting, I don't know, but
I remember Josh and me freaking out when our internet would go out.
Yep. It says the generational chain snip. Identify one pattern of emotional avoidance or chaos that was handed down in your family. What is the promise or change you've made to yourself to make sure that chain stops with you? I think just like the emotional avoidance was just like as a whole, like we did not deal with our emotions at all. Like we would literally just like get mad at each other, not talk for a while, and then act like it didn't happen. And I think that I'm really good about talking to my daughter. I like pepper her with questions, like I'll aggravate her, and you want to go outside with daddy? Okay. And so, because I don't want her to be afraid to talk about her emotions or, whatever chaos that her life may be exhaling at the moment. Like I want her to definitely be able. Somebody said they would have been a smart ass and called their past self a liar. I would never have thought I would be where I am today. Never thought it was possible. Yeah, I agree. I definitely know my past self would have something smart ass to say, but that's why that's not me no more. It's your turn to pick a number.
Let's go 112.
112. Okay. Let's see what. What's something that you let go of to make space for joy?
Something I let go of to make space for joy. Caring about other people's opinions of me.
For sure. For sure. I think I had to let go of a lot of stuff. I struggle a lot with, I just made a video about this too, about like my past. Like I struggle with talking about my past without portraying people I care about in a negative light. Like my dad specifically, like some things that I say doesn't make him look very good. And like I know in my heart that my dad loved me and that he tried, but like at the end of the day, he did fail. And I had to let all that go. Like it got in my head a lot about him. Like for a while, I was like mad at him, and I don't know, but like I had to let all that go because I don't know, it was really getting to me. But at the end of the day, like I just have to go with, I know that he loved me. I know that he tried and that he did the best with what he had because he didn't know how to, his parents were no parents and stuff either. So, I can't be mad at him. Okay, I'm going to go number 3. The trauma tax. How has the trauma you've experienced made you uniquely cynical, untrusting, or difficult in a way that is challenging now, even though it helped you survive? I know that just like my trauma and stuff with relationships has made it very hard in my life today. Like whether it be like in my marriage or even with friendships or whatever, like I have not had a lot of good relationship examples. Hold on, baby, daddy will be back in just a minute. I have not had a good example or relationship examples in my life. So in like I've had really traumatizing, abusive romantic relationships. So I think that like I still struggle with that. Like I bring a lot of my past into my current relationship. I know we're not supposed to do that, but it's hard.
It's very hard. I think I struggle more with how I've reacted versus how other people have reacted.
Someone said they had disconnection with women. Yeah, I probably from trauma that they've experienced, power and control challenges. Yeah, control. I have big trouble with like control. I think I should control everything, especially now that like I'm clean and I'm like I don't have a parole officer, like no one else is like in charge of my life. And so I feel like I should be in control of everything and no one's in control of everything, but I do struggle with that. I think I should be. All right, it's your turn. Your number.
Give me number 19.
What color do you feel like today and why?
What color do I feel like today?
Yeah.
I think gray. And it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the middle of working home. I'm in Rachel right now.
Yeah. I feel color like, I don't know, something crazy. Just see some color like orange, where I'm like almost mad, so like almost red, but I'm like, I don't know, trying not to be. I get frustrated. I'm really bad too. Like my husband says, like I have terrible patience. Like if something is frustrated, one of our viewers said yellow. If I get like frustrated, if anything goes wrong, like I'm actually so mad. Like it could be the littlest thing, and he's like, the simplest thing could fix it, and I get so mad, and it blows into a big deal. Someone said, I just got back from a leadership retreat, so I feel encouraged and empowered to make a difference in the community. Oh, I guess that's probably whoever said yellow. It doesn't show me the names sometimes on Facebook, depending on if they're watching on my profile or where. But okay, let's see. I'm gonna pick question number. I'm gonna pick number 73. I'm sorry, Sissy. Mommy had to write down the number she picked. Here you go. Sweet girl. What's a boundary you set that changed everything? Oh, let's see. Huh? I think my boundaries that I set that changed everything would have to be definitely with my family. Like I have always, my whole life, I lived with my family. Like we lived together, my brother, my sister, my mom, and me, my dad. We all lived together in the same household for a really long time. And then when I got clean and they are still moving. Like I have set boundaries to where I limit my contact and interactions with them, and that changed my entire life because, like I said, they were my whole life. And so I had to, I had to make the decision to love them from a distance most of the time, and it changed entirely how I lived my life. But like and when I lived with them, there was always so many people in the house. There was always like bustling. It was always like a lively household. And now, like with just me and my husband and my kids, I struggle sometimes with like boredom and like because of that, because that's what I've been used to my whole life. Someone said, not letting people walk all over me. Is it just me? Give me a thumbs up as everyone else is having problems with audio. Oh, is the audio not working? Can you hear me, Rachel?
I can hear you.
Oh, somebody's audio wasn't working, but I don't know whose. Do you have a boundary that you set that changed everything for you?
I'm going to go back to the one that I said when I did your first show. The boundary I set with my fiance of not being around him while he was using.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Setting that boundary let know that I no longer have to let anyone else influence my life.
Hi, Layla. Someone said hi on Facebook. Yeah. And I know that had to have been so freaking hard, like to cut your, step away from somebody that you were in love with, that you cared about and have kids with, and someone said they not overreaching, giving too much outside my capabilities, not being the savior. Yeah, I'm bad for that. I'm really bad for like, I want to be the hero, or not hero, but just like I want to be helpful. I want to help people. So like anybody that asks me of something, like I really try to do it, even when like I really can't. If it's really like I'm really bad for that. Like I do stretch myself too thin because to try to help people, which I mean isn't always a bad thing, but we do have to worry about ourselves too. So, but okay, it's your turn to pick. Pick. I didn't hear you.
75.
75. Okay. The faulty map. Name one piece of terrible advice you received from an authority figure, like a parent, mentor, or institution, that you followed for years. What was the moment you ripped up the map and decided to get lost on your own terms? I don't know.
Go.
I think like I have got a lot of bad advice from my parents, but
So the biggest one that I've ever lived one,
oh, Rachel's audio is cutting out. I hope it's not my internet again. It looks like I'm still secure. So I guess I'll talk about my answer a little bit. Rachel, I'm not Rachel. I got a lot. I can't think of anything like specifically, but I guess like you saying like you only live once, things like that. Like that. I agree. Like my family said stuff like that. My dad would say things. Like I don't know. They said stuff like quitters for quitters, quittings for quitters, and like I don't know. Run from the cops, craziness that I just really like catch me when you can when I was on probation and stuff like that I really like took to heart. I idolized my dad. That's why I said earlier that Uncle said it best just to move out and be able to do what I want to do. Uncle said it was best just to move out and be able to do what I want to do. I don't know. But yeah, like I just it was home the best support and I couldn't have extreme behaviors. It was home that gave me the best support and have extreme behaviors. Rachel said she lost service. We'll just go ahead and end the episode, guys, because we only had 2 minutes left and I had things to do. She filled in forms when one of my other guests had to step down. So I'll just go ahead and I'll cut the episode short. I don't know. The question was, oh God, now I forget. The faulty map. Name one piece of terrible advice you received from an authority figure that you followed for years. And I just said that, and it said like authority figure, like mentor or institution. I don't know, like, and I couldn't think of one, but my guest that was on here was saying something to the effect of, like, she had heard, like, you only live once and stuff like that. And I was going along those lines that I heard lots of stuff like that from my dad, like, you always live once, quittings for quitters, catch me when you can, those types of things, like advice that I, like I said, I idolized my dad. I looked up to him. So I, like, took that stuff to heart. And I would run from the cops and, I did drugs hard, like, go big or go home. My dad was really big about he was a tough guy and he like portrayed his toughness and I tried to follow in his act and just I don't know if that would be like one piece of advice, but just I guess in general. Yeah, we don't quit. Definitely a big one. Someone else said like I said, and catch me when you can. Like, I don't know how many times I ran from the cops even unnecessarily. Like, they're not even there for me. And I just would run because I have warrants or whatever. And that's just what we did. And so, I don't know. But thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm really excited about today's episode. I hope everybody liked it. I know I had some technical issues. I lost internet. I had to come back and restart. And then at the end, somebody said there was some audio issues, and then Rachel was leaving service. But thank you all for bearing with me, and I hope that we can play this game again on another episode. It was really a lot of fun for me, and I wish we hadn't got all messed up. But thank you guys. Thank everybody for the support, and stay feral until next week. I'll see. Actually, tomorrow I got an episode tomorrow at 1:30. Guys, watch me if you can.
I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my been ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been bad. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me, might smoke bad.